with our Yizkor portion of our service. Every year for Yizkor, I've invited a congregant to speak to us, to share some thoughts about what Am HaYam means to them. And I've done so again this year. And I've asked Stephen Goch to prepare for this moment, and I invite him up to the bima now. Or to the lectern, or to the music stand, whichever is more comfortable for you, Stephen.
Good Yontif. I lived in the San Fernando Valley for 35 years and attended a number of conservative synagogues, as many of you have. When I moved to Santa Paula, I looked for a conservative temple in Ventura County and found Am HaYam. As the Migdalah states, it is the only conservative temple between Thousand Oaks and San Luis Obispo. I immediately felt warmth that was lacking in some of the other temples. It really feels like family to me. 2 years ago, when the Maria fire was burning and we were told to evacuate our homes, it was really scary to stand on my porch and watch all of South Mountain aflame. I got a call from Rabbi Sachs asking if we needed any help with the evacuation. It was the first time a rabbi of any contacted us, and we were really quite moved. A few months ago, I was injured and asked to be put on the Mishabreya list and pray for my healing. I was contacted by Brenda asking if I needed any help running errands or for any other assistance. This really touched me. Thanks to your prayers, I am on the road to recovery. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm still on the road. I'm happy to be a member of this temple and to support it with my donations. I was treasurer of a condo homeowners association for 25 years, and I'm aware of the costs of running any organization. Prayer alone will not keep the lights on, and this is why your donations are needed. Please donate generously this Yom Kippur to keep the light in our Migdalah burning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen, for sharing. And of course, we're all with you on your road to recovery. We hope that that time is Bimhei Ravi Amenu comes soon and speedily for you. And we hope that this year will be a year of healing for your family. We know that you've had a loss this year, and we are hoping for that healing to come. And we know that you and Kathy have had some medical things. So we're also praying for ongoing refuah to both of you. And we are so grateful that you're with us today in the sanctuary and that you had the kayach to share your words with us. Brenda is now going to do the remainder of the appeal.
Gima Tov. Welcome to the year 5782. Thank you, Steve, for the lead-in to my appeal speech. You've heard me speak to you many times, and you've heard me extol the virtues of CAH and how much our synagogue means to me. Well, nothing has changed that. Not the pandemic, not world events, not tragic events. If anything, these happenings have only brought how much having Am HaYam being here even more meaningful. It's the choice I made. Our lives are full of choices. To me, that is what that little hyphen means. You know what I'm talking about. That hyphen that appears after the year you were born and the year it ends. As I said, our lives are full of choices. The first one happens every morning when we wake up. Are we going to get out of bed? Our Am HaYam family helps that choice to be yes. We are Jews. We need to survive. So, of course, we need to get out of bed. During the pandemic, Rabbi Sachs kept Am HaYam together by having weekly services and more. We celebrated Passover together and much more. Not only did we have services, but also Fran Landy, our education VP, and Rabbi Sachs brought together volunteers to hold classes on Zoom. Mort Resnick continued with his Mondays with More Torah studies and added a class on Pirkei Avot and beginning Hebrew reading. Fran Landy led a Midot class focusing on character strengths through tough times. Andrea led a sing-along class for hope and healing, and Rabbi Sachs had a class on Psalms. All helped to keep us together. And 5782 will bring us so much more. Services have resumed at CAH and are being live streamed. Thanks to a grant from the Pacific Southwest branch of United Synagogue, costs for Wi-Fi were covered. And special thanks to Mark Rich and Neil Abramson, who used their knowledge to enhance the quality of our sound that added so much to our enjoyment. Thanks to Rabbi and Fran for their diligence in seeing the grant through from start to finish. A special year-long exploration of conservative Judaism will be brought to us that is also being funded by a grant from Pacific Southwest branch of the United Synagogue. Again, the efforts of Rabbi Sachs and Fran. We are being recognized as a viable and vital entity by United Synagogue of Conservative Judaism. We will be offering free access to all Conservative Judaism Scholar Stream series, beginning in October and ending in May. In addition, our significant book club, under the leadership of Fran Landy, has 4 books scheduled for our pleasure beginning in December. All these programs will be brought to you at no charge. Another bright spot on the horizon is our new website that can be found at www.congregationamhayam.com. There is a bright modern look, so be sure to check it out. Thanks goes to Mark Goldman, Miriam Mack, Mark Rich, and Josh Lempel, and our generous sponsors. Kudos also go to Mort Resnick and Bev Rosen for all their years of dedication in making our Migdal available on our old website that created the basis for our new one. Remember, so much has been done to keep our Am HaYam family connected. So much has been done for us. And now here's where my appeal for money comes in. Now is a time for you to help all this continue. Our basic expenses have to be met, like rent, rabbi's salary, and leasehold expenses. Now is the time for you to help us. 3 years ago, when my grandniece, Ella Resnick, was 5 years old, she gave back the money she got for finding the Afikoman, telling her mommy to give it to Am HaYam, as they knew people who were hungry and they could get them food. On August 24th of this year, Ella turned 8. Shortly before that, her mother, my niece Bina Resnick, posted on Facebook the following. She still surprises me. On one hand, she can be so light and childlike with constant talk about the color pink and magical creatures. And at the same time, she can be so deep and mature in her thoughts. Yesterday, out of the blue, she started talking about wars and wondering out loud why countries and people start them. She then went on to ask, I don't understand why do some people treat black and brown people differently? Why does skin color matter so much? This was taken word by word from that posting on Facebook on August 20th from an 8-year-old. So let us try to ease her mind. Let us start by making the choice to be kind and loving with each other and stop the war between ourselves with our words, actions, and unacceptance. Let us make this choice for ourselves, our country, and the world. Let us make the choice to follow the creed that all are created equal. It won't be easy to do, but it must be done. And now is a time to make these choices. Here at Am HaYam, you hear, learn, and feel all of this from our Torah classes and Torahs. As I have said, Am HaYam is here for us to guide us on the path of kindness, love, and acceptance. Make sure we are here to continue teaching these values. To paraphrase a famous president, and I probably am not doing this 100% correct, who said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I say, ask what is Am HaYam doing for me, and then what can I do for Am HaYam? There are pledge cards on some of your seats, but ushers will have envelopes to give to you. If you have your ticket with your name on it, open the envelope, pull down the tab or tabs of the amount you would like to pledge. Put your ticket in the envelope and give it back to the usher. If you prefer, take home the pledge envelope, fill it out, and return it after Shabbat. I hope that you will choose in your hearts to donate. Let everyone join together and choose to make Am HaYam continue. Recently, I received a heartfelt note from one of our valued members saying, I have a deep personal interest in keeping Am HaYam a viable entity, as I feel I am part of the family. Please always remember, we are